Well, hello there, my friends. Chris Marcus back with you on Silver Thursday. Maybe if the fireworks continue on this one for throughout the rest of the day, maybe get another dollar or two in silver. And this will be a bit of a historic day. Certainly has been the case for First Majestic Silver, which is still up. It's come back in a little bit, still up about 279, 20%. Although we had some breaking news here. GameStop and AMC trading restricted by TD Ameritrade, Schwab, Robinhood, and others. Very interesting development. Here's the quote. We do not believe this situation will subside until the exchanges and regulators halt or put certain symbols into liquidation only, said Interactive Brokers. So some brokerage houses have begun to respond to rapid buying by social media inspired platforms. Somewhere down in here it mentions that they're halting buying. We have placed over restrictions out of abundance, blah, blah, blah. Margin announced that. Option trading, liquidation only. Now, if I know we have a lot of silver investors in here, if this is all sounding familiar, like what happened to the Hunt brothers, I would say that it is. In addition, long stock positions will require 100% margin. Short position will require 300% margin. Let's see. So they are somewhere in here, they're putting a limit on opening buys, I believe. I saw it before I started. We put some restrictions on the transactions. It says charge requirements, limiting how much an investor can borrow. So anyway, you can dig through here. I guess the main takeaway, anytime you have a market, supply and demand is what it is. You put a steak in front of your dog, he thinks what he thinks about it. Now, if you pet him and let him eat it, is going to be one reaction. You can scare him so that he's afraid to eat it, would be another reaction, but that's not going to change that he wants to eat it. So when you start tinkering with demand, is the same as when the Fed tinkers with the interest rate markets, and then it always blows up because it inflates bubbles that eventually pop. And if the same here, you know, if you're trying to alter the supply and demand, people want to buy it and you say they can't, or you create legislation or rule changes that they can't. Reminds me of when you pull the goalie in hockey. It's kind of like a last ditch move, which can work. And maybe this does subside, yet there's also the chance that if that blows up, then watch out. We'll see what happens, but it reminds me of when the the government tells you, oh, everything is under control, we got the budget and everything, and find out later that things are imploding underneath the surface. So GameStop shares fall over 50%, halted several times after brokers placed restrictions on trade. So you can see the impact there. There was a note at the top. Robinhood has halted buys. Maybe it was in a different article I saw, but let's click back here, see what they're saying. So down to, this was $500 like 3 hours ago. So wild volatility. I'm sure that may be reining things in First Majestic Silver a little bit. Was as high as $18 earlier this morning. Let's see, after halted several times after brokers placed restrictions on trade. David Tepper telling investors to be careful playing speculative names. I think, let's see. Don't be scared of the drop. One trending post said Thursday, don't be scared of the drop. I won't comment on these posts. I mean, keep in mind, I know there's a silver thread going, which I hear is quite hot right now for understandable reasons. There's probably a lot of good information. There are probably comments that maybe aren't exactly what you would follow. So, you know, I know it's going to be a little bit of might be a confusing time for people. Just talk these things through with people you've known for a while and trust. It's great to read the boards, see what's going on. I appreciate that you're tuning in and watching me right now. I will promise I'll give you my best honest opinion, and I think I've gotten pretty darn good at some of these things. So Um, but I mean, again, I think when we go out and research the part, if you're getting information and keeping track of these things is great. But at the end, the more in any area of life we take ownership for the results and what's happening, that's an important part of the formula too. So just passing along that word. And before I wrap up, here's another one I just saw. Is the Reddit rebellion about to descend on precious metals? So this is on Zero Hedge, and they're talking about the chat group in there. I won't go through all the reasons that silver is the most manipulated asset on the planet. You can check any prior videos. Go ahead and hit the subscription button and the notification bell so that way you can stay posted as we cover more. But I am going to look for, where is the view count? Because Zero Hedge, well, they have quite a large audience, and usually you can see that somewhere. So 140,000 people saw this. And, I think, again, you have a situation where once the word gets out, watch out, and the word is getting out. Wall Street bets, silver thesis in full. Let's we'll look at it together. Why not? We'll hang out for another minute or two here and see what this one says. And then soon I'm going to go eat breakfast, which I didn't get around to yet, but well worth it on such an exciting day. Gold fix, Wall Street bets, silver thesis in full. Before the open, silver, gold, oil, and they all skyrocketed. So anyway, you can go through that one. Let's take a quick look at the other metals before I close this out. I'll hit the refresh here, but silver getting back up there. I might add, again, while this is not legal licensed financial trading advice, I bought, what did I buy yesterday? It was these SLV calls, and I'm trying to exhibit some restraint. So I bought the SLV Jan 29 of 20. So expiring tomorrow. I was making a 3-day bet. I bought the 24 strike. Let's see. What did I? SLV. So I paid 13 cents. I bought 24 of them. And I just sold 4, fortunately at 84 cents, which is nice. But really what I'm getting at here is that, if the whole point is to buy low and sell high, yes, I think this is still early, but I don't know. I mean, if you told me silver was down on the day, I wouldn't be stunned. So especially if you do have some big gains, at least I'm not telling anybody what to do, but a time to consider some money management. I do think in the long term, things will go higher. So if you're just playing for the long term, then the best part, you can just sit there, watch this, not have to do anything. If people are trading a little more actively, I have a mix of both that I do. So anyway, that's just how I look at it. Not necessarily how you should look at it. Although fortunately, if you do have any questions, later on today is actually starting now, the Solutions 2021 conference by Rob Keentz of goldsilverpros.com. I'm speaking at 3:30 Central Time. I think we're going to live stream that to the channel. Then fortunately, there is happy hour. So grab yourself a nice something to drink and eat, and we'll all be hanging out. You can talk about a wild day of trading. So this is in the link in the description field below. And with that said, again, we will see what happens. But now trading houses limiting buy-side orders. And I wonder now, actually, the final thought, I mean it this time. If they told people that they could not initiate buy orders in First Majestic, if that gets placed on the list, man, that would be the ultimate showdown. Because again, sometimes that can delay things, but could go the other way. We shall see. Hit the subscribe button and notification bell, and I will see you soon.